in the deep, deep south down here. And what happens is when you have an ice storm and you get hit with some snow on top of that and another ice storm on top of that, you have all these branches all across the south that cannot sustain the weight anymore, and they eventually just snap. The boys and I are going to spend a whole chainsaw day out here throwing them in the trailer and gathering them up and just doing man stuff. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. But the limbs, I just feel bad for them. They were healthy limbs. They just snapped. Kind of reminds me of masculinity in America today. So I was thinking, y'all, can you imagine if a news anchor, a male news anchor, had a female on and he was interviewing her, right? And at some point in the interview, it just kind of went south for the man. He didn't like what he was hearing anymore. He finally just cuts her off, gets out of the interview, looks at his audience and says, y'all, I just want to apologize for that display of toxic femininity. She won't be on anymore. This is exactly what's wrong with women today. I tell you what, heads would explode, right? So I would ask today that those of y'all who are bashing men, do y'all really know what you're doing? Because I'm raising two young men right now. They're 10 and 11. They're my world. They're my absolute world. The two traits and the two qualities that I'm trying to instill in them as a father every single day is to be strong and kind. And yeah, you can be both. But we've got a culture of men today that is apologizing for being men. We had privilege. We had mansplaining, okay? And now we've got toxic masculinity. You're toxic just because you're a man. No, you're just toxic because you're a toxic person. If you choose to be a toxic person, that's just being toxic. What it is.
Hey guys, Total Control 871. Buddy Brown. I do subscribe to him. I just wanted to bring this to your attention. It's a criticism of both Buddy Brown and YouTube. It's criticism for the left, and it's criticism for the right. It's criticism for everybody. I'll link Buddy's whole soliloquy here. You can listen to it in full. But let's just pop down to the comment section, shall we? All right. As you can see, Buddy, your concept of gender roles is wrong. I should have said are wrong. Excuse, I have to correct myself. It's wrong. But I will admit females by design of nature are simply not as strong as men, without considerable physical training. I know scores of men who are excellent child care providers and scores of women who are not, because Buddy in this video would seem to say otherwise. I do agree being masculine has been made a crime by communists who frankly fear men. Actually, what they fear most is white men. See, here is where I go really deep into the psychological landscape. Where I'm going deep here is into some seriously deep, three-dimensional, communist agenda chess. Okay? There is indeed a reason why communist agendas, there's more I could say. There are other adjectives, the names of a particular demographic, but I'm going to see what I can do to put this on the YouTube channel, or maybe I'll just send it straight to BitChute. I don't know. I go on to say I do agree being masculine has been made a crime. I mean, think about it. Minorities are accustomed to being conquered and forced into slavery. This is a fact. What I just said there is not an opinion, it's just a fact. Except white men. Again, that is a fact. This is a trained and conditioned. What did I say there? This is a race that would rather die with a gun in their hand aimed at their enemy rather than do what we black people have been psychologically trained and conditioned to do. There we go. Now I got it right. And again, that's true. Believe me, I have criticisms for white people, white conservatives, But like I've told you before in past videos, stop lashing out in anger and righteous indignation when you go to analyze these demographics. If you truly want to see your enemy for who and what they really are, and see what they are to conquer them, well then lashing out with indignation will get you nowhere. The communist agenda, our oligarchy, they were smart enough to figure this out generations ago. And that's why they have put themselves into the position that they have. Let's see. Sit quietly and wait for the great and powerful white man to come and save us, aka 12 Years a Slave. I referenced that movie before. The movie was absolutely disgusting. It turned my stomach. It was sending a very targeted psychological message to black people. This is how you, if you could see me, I'm doing air quotes. This is how you revolt when you are displeased. Black people, they are psychologically trained and conditioned to follow a Martin Luther King Jr. model. Just get fucked up, brutalized, and annihilated until somebody who is authorized to save you. You see, you can say what you want to about your white barbarians, okay? the white Viking, okay? Because I know a lot of the racist organizations, they use a lot of Viking symbolism, if I'm not mistaken. The Klan and the and the neo-Nazis, they use Viking symbolism, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't a hammer one of their symbols? Okay, you can say what you want to about that, but the fact remains: white men don't get conquered. Black people do. Okay. I go on to say here, tell a white man he needs to sit like a trained dog and wait to be given the command to eat. You will see an armed revolt at first chance. This is very much indeed true. This is also the reason why there is a communist oligarchy plot agenda to feminize men, to make men soft, and even if it's not outright turn them gay, I'm not entirely sure you could turn a person gay. I don't believe that, but at the very least, to make men demure, humbled, psychologically conquered. Okay? The very concept of feeling strong, it is a crime. It is toxic thought, toxic masculinity. Trust me, I keep track of all this stuff. All of it. Okay? The white male conservative has really gotten themselves into a nasty, sticky wicket. You're valid. I think I wanted to take that word out because it might be misconstrued. When I say valid, I mean I'm trying to say that they are indeed guilty of bigotry. But I think I should probably take that word out. That they are, so basically your bigotry gave rise to an even worse threat, communism. And to make matters worse, you don't seem to have figured this out and are still trying to regain and recreate 1950s America. Because I've seen this, I've seen it on Rebel News. Like I said, I've been paying a lot more close attention ever since the communists took over the Democratic Party. Of course, there might be some of you who might be saying communists were always Democrats. Okay, you're welcome to that criticism if you like. The point is, though, is that conservatives, they are clutching and hanging on to a lot of baggage that they really need to let go of if they ever want to rid themselves of this communist plot. Buddy, I, as a gay black man, have no problem agreeing that identity politics has run riot in today's society. I agree the communists are chucking out scores of perfectly healthy babies with nasty gray bathwater. Okay? There's a lot that's wrong with capitalism. There's a lot that's wrong with America. But you are seriously attacking America and destroying it, all for its faults. America should be allowed to correct what is wrong with it, not destroy it, as we have seen. Stop trying to tell people what roles they are made for, and start letting mankind discover on their own what life they want to lead. And above all else, give man the freedom to choose his own destiny. Then I go on to talk about how we'll see if this survives the censorship sweep. Okay. As you can see here, I'm not going to hit our pause button. I want you to see that I indeed am refreshing our page. Coming back down. And there you go. Okay. So that comment is not permissible by YouTube. Okay. I'll show you something. Buddy.
Well, y'all, we had a big ice storm come through.
Hold on.
In the deep.
Sorry, had to hit the pause again. Let's try this again, shall we? Oh, bloody hell. Okay, there we go. Buddy, your concept of gender roles are wrong, period. Let's see if that took. Believe it did. Hit our comment. So there we have our very, very conservative, very, very liberal, progressive statement. Remember now, that's how my comment originally started. Matter of fact, let's see here. Hold on. All right, what we have here is our comment that I've reposted. You know, buddy, your concept of gender roles is wrong. And then I go on to the comment that I made. And then below it is, buddy, your concept of gender roles is wrong. And that's it. Let us go and refresh our page. Bloody hell. And there you go. Hold on, because I think the video is going to start playing again. But my point is simple.
Your safety is our priority.
The progressive communist comment is permissible, but a fair and balanced comment that criticizes both sides, does not use slurs. Nobody was called a bitch, a slut. Nobody was called, any other kind of pejorative. It's just simple. It's simply my understanding, my observation of life, my understanding of life. Fair and balanced. Clearly, we see exactly how skewered the YouTube algorithm is. Remember now, they're the ones that are saying that we're hateful, hate mongers, bigoted, far right, conspiracy theorists. It's strange. It seems to me that they do more name calling than I ever do in any of my comments. But I'm the one who gets deleted. I see. Okay. Well, there you have it. Total Control 871.